It's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker. Ken Schatz is the David S. and Ann M. Barlow Professor of Political Economy at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. He also teaches the core class Leading with Values. His research interests include electoral accountability and policy entrepreneurship. And starting today, he is the new Vélez Reyes Director of the Stanford Leadership Institute. Please join me in welcoming Ken Schatz.
Thank you, Maria. So hello and welcome to the Stanford Leadership Forum. So we're here at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. It's called the Graduate School of Business, but in some sense, it's actually a school of leadership. And so is the rest of Stanford University, a place where we educate and build leaders for the future. When I say the word leadership, I think for many people what comes to mind is one's personal style, one's character, how one runs or leads things within an organization. And those are obviously crucially important components of leadership. But for people who take the mantle of leadership and are in charge of big companies, governments, and other organizations, leadership goes beyond that. And that's because we are at a time of rapid change, and there are many complicated contextual forces that impact firms and other organizations. This includes changes in science and technology, including AI. It includes questions about sustainability and resource demands. It includes volatile markets, domestic political tensions, geopolitical tensions, and cultural shifts within countries. So how do we go about preparing leaders at a time like this and at a place like Stanford University? Well, we're a university, so we're obviously big believers in scholarly knowledge. I mean, that's a big part of a university, right? But we are also big believers in the importance of having people involved with deep practical experience actually acting as leaders. We also want to be a place where people throughout the community jump in and engage on important issues and challenges that society faces. And that's not just because those issues and challenges are interesting and complicated and important. It's also because those things are crucial for leadership as leadership. So we need leaders who have a deep understanding of these contextual forces in society and the world. And we also need leaders who have a principled view that they have developed on their own and thought through about their role and the role of their company or organization in society. What are its responsibilities? What things are not its responsibilities? What are the responsibilities of other actors in society, including governments? The reason for this is leaders are not just people who react to external forces in society. They also have agency to shape how those forces impact their organizations and all of us in society. Now, to develop this knowledge and principled sense of values requires hearing from, engaging with, and learning from a lot of different people, including people we disagree with. Often those are the most valuable sorts of interactions to have, are with people who have a different perspective from our own. When we do that, we are better positioned as leaders and as a society to make the sort of decisions and build the sorts of institutions that we need to face the challenges ahead. So that is why today I am delighted to announce the official launch of the Stanford Leadership Institute. The mission of the Institute is to prepare leaders with insights and strategies to navigate and shape our world, improving how we do business and govern our society. To do this, we're establishing an interdisciplinary hub for innovative research, teaching, and convening. We're bringing together expertise from Stanford and beyond to address the critical issues of our time and to inspire leaders to make a positive impact in their organizations and the world. So we've been building towards this day for about 5 years now. The Institute extends and expands the Business Governance Society initiative at the GSB to create an institute that serves all of Stanford University. The initiative has already funded over 100 research projects by over 60 different faculty members. We've introduced a bunch of things in the classroom, including an Insights and Bites program where faculty come in and share their cutting-edge research on current issues of the day with students who want to learn from the faculty. We also have hosted a bunch of events and convenings, including over 40 conferences on sustainability, a whole bunch of events on technology and AI, including one you may have heard about last week with Jensen Huang and Ro Khanna. So that was actually a Leadership Institute thing. And of course, the Stanford Leadership Forum here today. The Institute is based at the GSB and is going to take the GSB's knowledge and extend it out to a broader set of audiences. But it is also going to infuse stuff that goes on within the business school with fresh insights from others outside of the school and outside of the university. So it will improve the school and our depth of knowledge as well. And I should also say, since this is Stanford and everything at Stanford needs an acronym or a nickname, right? You think, oh, SEEP or blah, 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 CASP, there's all sorts of acronyms around Stanford. So we need to be very clear about what the right acronym is here. So the acronym for this thing is SLI for short, or the Stanford Leadership Institute. So it's not SLE, right? SLE is a program for undergrads, so it's something else completely different. Anyway, reaching this day has been a team effort across the GSB and with colleagues around the university, and I really appreciate the effort that many people have put into this. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the many donors for the Leadership Institute who are in the room today. In particular, I want to thank the foundational donors, Andreas and Diane Halverson. Your vision for the importance of leadership and the unique opportunity for Stanford to shape our future has made this institute possible. So thank you. So today we're kicking off the Institute with the Leadership Forum today. We're going to have sessions on a whole bunch of different topics. I'm guessing that each of you have particular sessions that you're really excited to get to. You probably don't want to hear me talk too much longer, so I'm not going to talk too much longer. But I do want to note that this forum is not just about the conversations happening on the stage. It is also about fostering conversations amongst everyone who is participating here, both today and into the evening and into the weeks and months and years to come. Because that is what makes it possible for us to be better leaders as we act and practice based on what we have learned. So to get on to today's first session, it is my pleasure to introduce our first conversation with Dean Sarah Sewell and former UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak.